See you, Roy. Okay, so all I wanted you guys to do was to read this and fill out the requirements of each line. So essentially, this is like pseudocode for your code. I use specific terms in order for you guys to understand that specifically I want something. So create a list with the first 10 Fibonacci numbers, starting with 0. It doesn't say, create a script that, adds them together for you. You can hard code this. I don't put any qualifiers in this line, so just hard code your line. And then using the slice, get, whatever commands you want to use, get the last 2 numbers from this. You can't slice and make your own list, or you can't, like, I don't want you to just you write out the 10 and then you grab 10 and 9 and then add them together just on their own. That's not what I'm asking for. Why would I put this line in there if I wanted you guys to do that? So I'm asking you to get it from this list and add them together. I don't care how you do it. I don't care if you slice 8, or what is it? It'd be 8 and 9. 8, 9, x equals list 1, 8. Y equals list 9. And then z equals x plus y. And then make a list with a z in it. That would be fine. I just want you to use some of the commands that we used, not just number plus that. So does that make sense why I use this language saying using slice and or get tools? Get would just be x equals list parenthesis 9. That would be like getting it. So I'm not trying to trick you guys. I'm just trying to make it so that you do certain steps that I expect. So, and then add that to a new list. Create a new list. You can call it Banana Hammock Republic 17 list 4. I don't care what you call it. But add that number to a new list. You can instantiate that list at the very beginning, or you can just instantiate it right as you add that. You can say list 2 equals z, or list 2 z. That would be fine. Don't care. As long as you make a new list and add it to it, that's fine. So then I want you to add all of these numbers together in this first list and get the sum. There's multiple ways to do that. You're going to have to Google it. I didn't show you exactly how to do that. Welcome to college. You got to figure something out. Oh no. But you guys can do it. You guys are all smart. I believe in you. Teamwork makes, well, no team, you don't have to teamwork it, but believe in yourself because you're the only one who does.
That's right.
Other than me. I believe in you guys, but sometimes. And then add that to that new same list. So new, same list, same. So add it to that second list, whatever you call it, don't care. And then I want you to concatenate those 2 lists together. What does that? What does concatenate mean?
Combine them.
Yeah, just combine them. So list 1, 0 through, what did we say? What's the last 26, or what's the last Fibonacci number that we put in there?
30.
30. So 0 through 30, and then you append those other 2 on it, so it becomes 0 through 30, and then the next number, and then all the numbers summed.
So 49 and then everything else.
Yeah. So how would you do that? I mean, I think it would be smart to create a third list, but you can just say list 1 equals list 1 plus list 2. That would do the same thing. Don't care how you do it. Just meet these conditions, and I'll give you 100 as long as you put all your stuff, your comments and stuff. So then turn that concatenated list. I don't care if you made a third one. I don't care if you did it to the first one. Turn it into a tuple. How would you go about finding that out? How to do that?
Google.
Yeah. How to turn a list into a tuple. Google.com. Enter. And it'll say tuple, parentheses, whatever it is. That's all it is. It's just the word tuple with parentheses. And then you put lists, 17,487 million into those parentheses. All of a sudden it becomes a tuple. Then print whatever it's called. Print Banana Hammock 3 list 4. I don't care what you call it. Not important. That's it. But do not, I saw a couple of you guys hard coding these two numbers in your code, which means you just wrote them out and then added them together. Don't do that. It's not what I'm asking for. You get points deducted. Read it. Do what it says. I don't care how you do it, as long as you, like, I don't care if you use slice or get. I don't care how you do it. I don't care if you find some other function online. Good for you if you find something. Just do it that way. Just don't hard code them. Maybe I should have put in parentheses, do not hard code these values adding together. But then you probably have more questions. So what's hard coding? Hard coding is just when you put the numbers in the code. You're hard coding them. So these first 10 numbers are hard coded in. So is that a little more clear? You gotta kind of read between the lines in college, guys. You know, I'm not your 10th grade English teacher. I'm not gonna spoon feed you guys. No, I just did. So other teachers won't be so kind. So just trying to help you guys out. But you know, you can do something like this and use it to your advantage. If I don't say something specifically, then I didn't address it. If you can find some way to outsmart me, that's fine. I encourage that. If you can do all this in 2 lines with some built-in Python function, it's not gonna make me shed a tear. As long as you do it. As long as you do what it says, what it asks for you to do. I encourage you to outsmart me. Well, you didn't say this. You got me. How dare you use logic and hard work to best your teacher? That brings joy to my heart. Other professors might get pissed off. I don't know. But if you can outwit me, that is great. Because I don't always pay attention to what I write or what I say. So gets in trouble sometimes. You speak before you think. So let's talk about dictionaries. So dictionaries are very similar to lists, but they have a key part to them. Oh, Professor McWater, what's the key? Well, let me show you. Inquisitive student of mine. So let's say I'm supposed to make this all nice and spaced out. It's not my real phone number. Don't call that. You won't get anybody. Okay, so we've made a dictionary called phone book. So if we want to reference this list and just look for somebody in particular, we can find it because these keys right here, the first one is the key, this is the actual value. So for this number, the key value is leaf. Whereas in a list, it's just 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. It's a little bit harder to find if you're looking for something specific. So how would we retrieve it? Any idea? Okay. Now what? Think we need anything else? Let's see what happens. Okay, so Lee is not defined. So it's probably looking for a string, eh? What do you guys think? Think this will do it? Hey, there we go. So we searched for Lee, and it gave us Lee's phone number. What if we just leave this blank? What do you think it's going to do?
Just print the phone book.
Yeah. Lee, Katie, Shannon. That's all a dictionary is. You can also do stuff such as, let's see, what else do we got here? You can do stuff like this. You can do little in stuff. So there you go. It found me in it. What about Akira? Akira wasn't in there, so it didn't do anything. Didn't throw us an error either. It merely looked for it, came back false, so didn't do the next line. And the reason I'm teaching you guys this because you will do stuff like this in script. So I want to give you guys a nice, well-rounded. What if we do? Think that's gonna work?
Yeah.
You will. Who thinks it's gonna work? Who thinks it's not gonna work?
It's not because you don't have the K capitalized.
Let's find out. See if it's case sensitive. It is. So it is case sensitive. There are ways to use regex to make it non-case sensitive, but I don't think you ever use regex here at Rose. So, oh yeah, I think you can do. You can use an or as well. Like if you don't remember if you capitalized everything, you can do if KD in phone book or capital KD in phone book. You can do something like that. Let's see if we can get that to work. I think that's the right syntax. That's not the right syntax. That's fine. I think I have to put it outside the print statement, which I did not do. There you go. And what if, let's see. Well, you guys understand ors, don't you? I don't think we need to go too far into that. Okay. So what else have we got? What else can we do with dictionaries? So dictionaries are mutable. You can add stuff to them, so we can say so what do we do? We didn't add Akira, we just overwrote the entire thing.
Basically created a new.
Essentially, we just wrote over everything that was there. So, you got to be careful. What do you suppose the actual well, it should have added it, not overwrote it. What version is this book for? What is this for, like 2? What are we using? 3.5, we're on 3.7, so maybe that was changed. So let's try. I wonder if a pen will work. Dictionary does not have a pen. So let's just go to Google. When's this from? 2009, so 3.4. Maybe this will work. That's useless. So apparently it has changed. There, this is from this year. There we go.
It worked for Ray, but not if
Okay, I see what we're doing. So we want to do see what that does. Oops. Okay, sign function. Oh, we need square brackets. That makes sense. There we go. It's a little different. Is that how the book had it? It is how it had it. Okay, so I just borked it the first time. That's good. That's good that I showed you how to bork your phone book. So if you want to add something to it, you need to use the square bracket. You don't need to reinstantiate it, which is what I was doing. So if you reinstantiate it and you just deleted your entire phone book, you messed up. So this would be the proper way to add something. So essentially we're making a new key called Akira, and then we're setting that new key equal to some number. That makes sense. Then if we want to delete poor Akira, oops. Well, I needed to copy and paste that, not drag it in here. So let's do that. Okay. There we go. So this time we're going to add Mr. Akira to it. Then we're going to print it. Then we're going to delete Akira-chan, and then we're going to print it again. So let's see what happens. There we go. So we added him, and then took him away. Or her, I suppose. Him or her. So, you see how these are very similar to lists? Because with a list, you could just say delete 0, delete 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This just gives you the option of, adding something you can actually find later. You don't have to worry about it. So. do that. So let's get rid of this. So let's do So what do you suppose this is going to do? Is this just going to print the keys, or is this going to print the key and the value? What do you guys think? Or is this even going to work?
I think it's just going to print the names on it.
Yeah. That is correct. So you can see who's all in your list. So if you're forgetting somebody, say you're making a wedding announcement or something, you got your phone list that you've made in Python for whatever reason. This could also be your corporate mailer. You can interact with SQL with Python. So this could be a SQL database that you're interacting with. You just pull all the names and numbers from SQL into a dictionary like this, so you can mess with it and do stuff with it, rather than going through every single line in your SQL database, deleting, adding, and then you can edit it. So say you have some customers that pass away, say you're a funeral home or something, you don't really need to keep them on the books anymore. So that was macabre. I apologize, but once they kick it, you can just take them out of the database, or you can put them into a new database, former customers. It's grim. Matches the weather. You guys are seemingly low energy today. Is everyone all right?
Cold and tired.
What was that?
I'm just waiting for Red Dead.
That's supposed to be today, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm going today.
I said it came out, didn't I?
Well, it comes out midnight.
Or comes out.
This people in the EU, time. So.
Yeah, so some people will use VPN to trick the system and thinking they're in Australia or something like that. So they get
Man,
it.
why is Red Dead so good?
Bro, honestly, you should just get it blindly and let your mind be blown. I think you should do that.
So one of the commands you had on there, like trying to have a print a name that wasn't there.
Do that.
How would you get it to actually print? So I tried doing it using the else command on it, didn't work. So how would you get it to print? It's like, okay, so I don't find this entry there. How do you get it to actually print that it's not there?
You could add an else name.
Okay, what would the else command be on that one?
So say
Let's try just else print and it. Okay. I think that's where I messed up. I was trying to use a straight else instead of LF.
well, it didn't work for me for some reason. What did I do?
I'd say take the quotations off of Bob's.
No, that needs to be there.
I just don't print no.
What if not if is not in? I mean, you could just kill that. You just do it this way. What? Donde?
end of line 9.
Ah.
That might be why I wasn't working on the other one.
Oh God, what did I do?
Hit Control C.
Well, it's gone.
Won't let you.
It's deleted. So I guess that ends the class. Somehow I pushed the button to delete the.
Work code.
There we go. There are no bobs here. Brotato chip. You do something like that. I'm sure there's a way not to put not in. Let's see if there is one. I guess we can just make it an if. Why is it not shifting there?
Just want to keep the colon up here. Else colon.
So why did elif not work?
It did work for me.
I think it wasn't working
Because of my parenthesis. Yeah. So you can do elif, if or else, and you could use this as a function. So essentially, what I just made right here, you can create it into a function and say check if in, like check. You can call it check in phone book function, and you define it as if x in phone book print x, else print there is no x in here. And so whenever you run the function, it calls, asks for input like check your name. Then you say you want to put in Lee, and then it'll say if Lee in phone book, print Lee. So you can make that into a little function if you wanted to. So you didn't have to do that every time someone entered something. So, something Roy would know a lot about. It's their functions. Any questions about dictionaries? I'm not asking you to do anything in your assignment with them. Like I said, I just want you guys to see it, because you do some in script programming, as I recall. At least I did. Yeah, you gave us a gigantic dictionary that we had to sort through.
Fun.
Bubble sort. You had to sort it alphabetically or numerically, however you want to do it. However they ask you for. Any questions about the assignment? Okay. I'll turn this off.